Welcome back to the Royalia Region. I'm your guide, the Sad Mando, and today we are beginning to revisit our old starter Pokémon to see if we can touch them up in my brand new style. If you've been following along with my Instagram account, shameless plug by the way, you will know that my art style has undergone a large change, using new brushes, techniques, shading and lighting techniques, and a new layout. However, I think a reboot is necessary. Let's go back and start completely from scratch, starting with the starters. Now, I decided to post the Pokemon I have already designed before making the videos, as that way I can get them out and garner an audience, who perhaps may want to have a say on what I think a region based on Fortnite could look like. Quick disclaimer before we begin, I am not associated with my original inspiration for this project, being the artists Eve here and Pragmagic, and I'm additionally not involved in anything surrounding Fortnite as a whole. I am merely an artist who wants to improve his creature developing skills by taking two franchises and blending them together. With this out of the way, let's reintroduce the grass type starter. When you start this hypothetical game, which mechanically would play similar to Legends Arceus or Legends ZA, you get the choice of three starter Pokemon. The first is Rowlet, in which its final evolution, the now grass dark type Royalian Decidueye, is inspired by the Unstable Bow. Introduced in Chapter 2 during Season 6, I hate that season. The exotic Unstable Bow is a strange hybrid between four different bow types: Primal Stink, Primal Flame, Mechanical Explosive, and Mechanical Shockwave, with the latter being much stronger than the rest. The concept of creating a glitch Decidueye which resembles cyberpunk-esque visuals is definitely something that appeals to me as an artist, and from a colours standpoint I think it looks unbelievable. It was a much needed improvement over my original concept. Now the Dex entry. Decidueye in this region are far less territorial than their Alolan and Hisuian counterparts. However, this does not mean that they are any weaker. It can choose to fire an arrow quill, possessing any one of four effects, granting it the upper hand in a battle. It will not rest until its enemy is silent. The second of the three starter Pokemon would be Fuecoco. Conceptually, this is the one I came up with first, being inspired by the Chapter 2 Season 7 sniper rifle, the Railgun. I love this gun from a gameplay perspective, a single shot break barrel sniper that can pierce through builds and deal upwards of 150 damage on a headshot. Now, whilst it can't one-shot headshot, that doesn't detract on how powerful this weapon is. With Skeledirge's design, swapping Ghost for Electric, it felt incredibly static in its original design, so I reposed it to be standing on two legs, ready to launch an absolute blast of energy at its opponent. This was a design that I absolutely could not avoid, as this came to me way before the region even conceptualized in the first place. Now the Pokédex entry, which states, Royalian Skeledirge uses its gaping jaws to fire off gigantic electric beams at its opponent. If it cannot find its enemy, the small bird on its face will search the surrounding area, and provide it with a recon so it can eliminate them entirely. This Pokemon doesn't get angry easily, although annoying it can be extremely dangerous. And finally, your third choice of starter Pokemon would be Squirtle. Putting it out there now, a design for a Royalian Blastoise and its newfound fairy typing was a huge pain. I couldn't think of anything to primarily base the design on at first, so I almost considered scrapping the choice of Blastoise as a whole. Until I discovered the Chug Cannon. Arguably one of the more controversial healing items, as it does take 2 slots of your inventory, but you do get infinite Chug Splashes for yourself or for your team, with 15-second cooldowns per Chug Splash. Blastoise fell into the same boat as Skeledirge with bad posture, I suppose, but this new design really presents its tankiness and healing capabilities. Definitely a fantastic improvement overall. Finally, the Pokédex entry. Despite the fact Blastoise tends to be seen as a powerhouse, in the Royalia region, they do not really bother with fighting enemies unless it really has to. It can fire a special ointment from its cannons that will aid anybody who comes into contact with it. It will only fight back if it deems others are in danger. And those were the 3 brand new designs for your starter Pokemon. Again, if you've been following my Instagram account, another shameless plug, what do you know, for a while, these aren't exactly new designs, but for those who have been following from YouTube, I hope you like these redesigns. Sooner or later you'll see my brand new early root bugs and your early root bird redesigns. I'm much happier with my new concepts and I'm sure you will be too. Make sure to like, subscribe and follow my Instagram so you can check out my new designs early, and with that I'll see you in the next video.